Hello and welcome. Spain's increasing strength as a member of the European Union is paralleled by its growing role as both a regional and international political player. Most recently, it's been actively engaged with North African countries, a region known as the Maghreb, and Libya's leader, Muammar Gaddafi, has found opportunity in Spain's growing overseas portfolio. On today's show, we look at how Spain is dealing with its African neighbors, as well as domestic issues that have international roots, such as immigration. Our guest today is Spain's Foreign Minister, Miguel Moratinos. A member of the Socialist Workers' Party, Mr. Moratinos represents Cordoba in Spanish Congress, and he's also chairman in office for the OSCE. Minister, it's great to have a chance to chat with you, and I have to start by asking, from your opinion, what are the three most pressing issues that are affecting you in the foreign ministry right now in Spain?
Well, we have security, and then it's continue, to prepare ourselves and to fight against terrorism. There is, of course, immigration problems, and then climate change in the international agenda. But for the rest, we can say that we have finalized EU treaty, we have a good relation with the neighbors, good presence in the Mediterranean, in Africa, in Latin America, so I'm concentrating in the new challenges of the 21st century.
Before I get on to some of the things you mentioned, let me ask you personally, as the former European Union Special Representative to the Middle East peace process. You were there 1996 to 2003. Of course, things seem to be moving along then, and since 2003 it's really gone another way. I wonder, when you look at the way things have gone now, and the way the Israeli-Palestinian situation is, how much do you think the issue of security, for example, is affected by the fact there is still no sign of settlement there?
Well, there has been this from 2003 or 2000, I would say 2000 to 2007. There were lost years, because we are coming back where we stopped. I remember being present in Taba. We have been talking about the Clinton parameters. We have been talking about the international conference. And thanks to Annapolis conference that I have really to express my satisfaction, we are back to 2000 and 2001. So I hope now everybody understands there is no other way out that engaging and putting an end to this dispute, and that it's not so difficult. We know all what have to be done in order to define the two-state solution, that is a Palestinian state that have to live in peace and security with Israel, and the parties have to engage and define the parameters for this final deal.
Of course, since you were there involved in that peace process as the representative, a new phrase has come into existence on the sort of world circuit, which is the war on terror, the so-called war on terror from the US. How do you feel that is regarded now, looking years on from when this whole issue started? How is that viewed by the Spanish people, and how does it affect the policies you have to?
We like better to use the word fight against terrorism, in order that we have to combine several elements. The main one is to show to these fanatics, to these terrorist groups, that the rule of law, the democratic institution, our values, our principles are the ones who are going to have the victory, and not those that want to impose their agenda. So we have to use, of course, international cooperation. We have to have security means, but we have also to use initiatives like the Alliance of Civilization, where we can demonstrate that Western world and Islamic world can live together. And that is the most important striking message to these fanatics.
Of course, since Prime Minister Zapatero came in, the situation as far as Spain's involvement in Iraq changed. How has that complicated your position as foreign minister when it comes to dealing with the US? President Bush said you're with us or against us, so where do you stand now?
Well, I remember the first thing I did as foreign minister. I remember I swore in the Royal Palace, at 11 o'clock in the morning. 2 p.m. I have to call Colin Powell to announce him that the announcement of withdrawal from Iraq is going to take place. So it was, and the next day I went to Washington. So I traveled to Washington to inform in more detail. But I think that's history. We have been through these 4 years engaging with the United States in good terms. Now we have a very fluid relationship. I have an excellent relation with Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. I was in Annapolis. We are working together in Latin America, in the Mediterranean and Middle East, in Afghanistan. So we have a strong alliance between Spain and the United States.
And of course, the relationship between Spain and Morocco has improved a lot in January. The ambassador from Morocco returned to Spain at the first week of January of this year. How is that situation, especially of immigration, and I know Moroccans are a big focus of immigration in Spain, how difficult does that make your job in trying to maintain good relationships with the country?
Well, you know, we had 2 years ago a very difficult moment between Morocco and Spain because we have a surprise. A lot of sub-Saharan people try through Morocco and going to Spain. And we, the two governments, decide to reverse the situation. Instead of being, you know, confronted on this very sensitive issue, we decide to work together. And we call for a Euro-African conference in Rabat, and we have developed a very strong partnership in terms of how to deal and rule this very sensitive issue. With Morocco, we have a tremendous relationship. We are not only looking to our relation of the past, but we are looking for the future of Morocco being a real exclusive partner with the European Union. And that's have, you know, the consequences of working together. So we have a privileged relationship, and we want to maintain that, and I'm sure we are going to develop a very, very important decisive relationship with Morocco.
I've heard people say in Madrid that one of the things that could be done is Spain invest, or Spanish businessmen invest far more in Morocco to improve the conditions there so fewer people would want to leave and come to Spain.
Well, we are increasing our financial resources there. There are many cooperation programs on all matters. There are private investment in several sectors, in energy, in transport, infrastructure, in housing. I think we are doing quite well. I mean, and I'm very much confident of the economic future of Morocco and Morocco itself. I mean, I've been posted myself in Morocco in 84, 87. Now you go back to Morocco and you see a very stable and sound development of this important country.
When you think about immigration and your optimistic view on certainly the situation with Morocco, what about the relationship with other immigrants and Spain's whole immigration issue? Do you think the Spanish people see your point of view on how things are going?
I think altogether it went extremely well. You know, Spain has, I think, succeeded in having a global integrated policy about immigration, because we take into consideration not only the internal consequences with integration programs, but also how to work with countries from origin, countries from transition, transit countries, and countries from destination. And we are putting different elements. So we have a hard control on the borders with Frontex, a European Union operative, but also we have a national regular movement of labor that can come to Spain through legal basis. So we are combating illegality, but we are promoting legal cooperation, because we need foreign workers. Spain is the eighth economy of the world. We were the third investor in the world last year. So we are growing. We are catching up Italy and the president of the government, and we are going to even catch France. So we need friends that can, you know, work here, contribute to the social economic development of Spain, and they are, of course, welcome if they are on the legal basis.
So you don't think the issue of immigration is causing tensions? Because in many cases, I hear people in Spain saying Muslims when they're referring specifically to Moroccans, but they use the term Muslims. You don't think that's become a misrepresentation?
Well, not really. You know, the best proof of this good behavior, good understanding, was after the dramatic bomb in 11 March 2004. The people that were involved were practically all of them, 90% from Maghreb, and at the same time there was no any kind of reaction. The Maghrebian workers could continue, live together, and there was not a negative reaction of the Spanish public opinion towards them.
So the Maghreb, North African country members in Spain, the people living here,
well, the most important community of foreign migrants are from Morocco. It's around 600,000, so 500,000, more than that. And I think they are well established and it's working well.
Now, Spain also has a good relationship with Libya. That's been improving with the announcement of $18 billion of Spanish investment in Libya back in December of 2007. The Libyan President Muammar Gaddafi also came over as well, first visit to Spain. What has prompted that improved relationships with Libya at this time?
Well, it was, you know, we have a very good relation with the whole North African countries, and it was a missing country that for many reasons, even if there has been several visits of Spanish political personalities to Libya, Gaddafi has not been able to come to Spain. So I think the conditions were met at this stage to receive Colonel Gaddafi. I think it was a very successful visit. We have very important political talks about, you know, how we work on migration, for instance, how we work together against terrorism, how we can really create this new Mediterranean partnership. And Libya has 2,000 kilometers of border to the Mediterranean. And so it was very important to have. If a part of that you have a tremendous potential on economic presence of Spanish companies in Libya, to make the two things together.
How did the media and the public, Spanish public, react to the visit? Because the negative image of Libya was strong.
Well, it was much better that it happened in France. I think people due maybe to this understanding of how close we are with Arab countries and North African countries. I think, well, the visit went without not too much criticism or, you know, too much noise in the Spanish public media. Well, there was some comments, no, about the tent, about the way the protocol was organized, but in general it was quite well received.
And tell me about one of your favorite subjects, the Mediterranean Union, to which France and Italy is also signed.
Well, I think President Sarkozy's proposal come to the right moment. I think we need this kind of political impulse, you know, for giving to this Mediterranean dimension of the European Union a new chance. You know, we came from the Barcelona process. We were very much engaged. We organized in 2005 a summit. Unfortunately, many Arab leaders couldn't attend to this summit, but now the time has come to put all efforts in order that we can bring the Mediterranean back to this new relationship with the European Union. So for us, the Sarkozy initiative is reactivation of the need for putting the Mediterranean again in the focus of our attention. But also, and that is, I think, what we have been working with our French colleague, we need them to understand that they have to be built together with whole European Union. It should not be only a question of Mediterranean alone.
I have to put an email question to you we got from Deborah in Kansas in the United States. One of our viewers wrote in. Deborah says, can Spain or some other EU country take over from the US in dealing with Israel and the Palestinians? I'm not sure the US can be an honest broker anymore.
I think we need, it's a all way to see how to solve problems in 21st century international agenda. We tried in the past that it was the United States, then we tried maybe to substitute the United States. I participate. I was one of the guys who organized the so-called quartet, no? In order to put, you know, the main actors to move forward. Now we have the leading role of the United States that we need, but also we need the European Union, and we need the international community. So in today's world, and we are leading this initiative, Alliance of Civilization, led by Secretary General of UN, you know, you cannot avoid multilateralism. So we need actors with determination. The United States have an important role, essential role to play. But my experience during these 7 years being involved in the Middle East proved to me that alone they cannot make it. We need the parties, we need the United States, but we need also international community and mainly the European Union.
We have one more question that came by email that I'd like to put to you 500 years ago, and this is from Andrea Valencia in Lima in Peru, 500 years ago, Europe went colonizing and never really worried about creating just economical and political systems. After benefiting from their cheap labor and resources, first world countries like Spain have a responsibility for problems that arise in the underdeveloped world, like immigration.
Well, that history, no? We now looking for the future of Latin America with Spain. I think Spain is the second investor in Latin America, even the first if we discount what the United States put in Mexico. And I think we are now ready to really engage with the most important cooperation program to Latin America. I think we have together, and that was the meaning of the Ibero-American Summit, to work together to have a social agenda. Spain has offered an important 1,000 million euros for a fund for accession to potable water, and we are going to work in different programs. So together and with this sense of co-responsibility, we have to address the challenge of today's world.
Minister, thank you very much for talking with us. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much for your kindness.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, we always take your suggestions for any show topics if you send us an email to riz@aljazeera.net. We'll see you next time. The Street Talk is coming up.